They say the Appalachian Mountains remember everything. The laughter of children, the secrets whispered beneath autumn leaves, and the footsteps of those who never made it home. Some things out here are older than memory and hungrier. You might think these are just stories, but if you're watching this, you're already part of the story. The air is crisp. The trees are ablaze with color. But beneath that beauty, something ancient stirs. There are details I shouldn't share, things that could put us both at risk. But tonight, I'll take that chance. Let's begin with the first encounter, one that still keeps me up at night. It was supposed to be a peaceful night hike, just me, my friend Tyler, and the soft crunch of leaves underfoot. The fog rolled in fast, swallowing the trail, and that's when we saw it. A lantern swaying gently in the mist, its glow impossibly bright. Tyler whispered, "Who'd be out here this late?" I called out, but no one answered. The lantern moved closer, bobbing at chest height, but as it broke through the fog, I saw there was no hand, no arm, just the lantern floating. My blood ran cold. Tyler grabbed my sleeve, voice shaking. "Locals say if you follow the lantern, you never come back." We ran, never looking back. But that was just the beginning. The next story is even stranger. We were camped deep in a hollow, the fire crackling, laughter echoing off the trees. Around midnight, the woods fell silent. Then a voice drifted through the darkness, singing a melody so beautiful it made my skin prickle. The words, though, were wrong. "Don't look back, don't answer the call, or the hollow will claim you, body and all." My friend Jess went pale. "Do you hear that?" she whispered. I nodded, heart pounding. The song grew louder, closer, as if circling our camp. We doused the fire and huddled together, barely breathing. The singing faded, but I swear I felt eyes watching us from the dark. They say if you hear the song, you're already marked. Not all who hear the song survive to tell the tale. But the next encounter, it's even harder to explain. I thought I was being clever, taking a backroad shortcut through the mountains to save time. My GPS flickered, then died, leaving me with nothing but the headlights and the winding asphalt. After the third time I passed the same twisted oak, dread set in. I was looping, trapped. The radio crackled to life, static hissing, then a voice whispered, "Turn around. You don't belong here." My hands shook as I glanced in the rearview mirror, and for a split second, I saw a pale face grinning from the back seat. I slammed the brakes, heart racing, and the road finally spat me out near town. Some roads in Appalachia don't want you to leave. If you think that's unsettling, wait until you hear what happened to the next witness. I've always prided myself on being self-reliant, but that morning in the woods, I felt eyes on me, heavy, unblinking. I scanned the ridge and froze. Figures stood in a row, impossibly tall, their limbs too long, faces lost in shadow. They didn't move, didn't breathe. I stumbled back to my truck, heart hammering. At the gas station, I told an old local what I'd seen. He just shook his head and muttered, "Don't look back. If you see them, they see you." That night, I heard footsteps circling my cabin, slow and deliberate. Some things in these woods don't want to be seen, but they see you. And yet, the next story is even more disturbing. I was out with my metal detector, chasing the thrill of discovery, when I found a patch of earth that felt wrong, sunken, unmarked, forgotten. That night, I dreamed I was buried alive, soil pressing in, unable to scream. Shaken, I reached out to a local historian, hoping for answers. He just looked at me, eyes wary, and said, "Some secrets are meant to stay buried. There are graves out here that don't show up on any map for a reason." I haven't gone back since. But what if the dead don't stay buried? The next encounter will make you question reality itself. I got lost off trail, stumbling through brambles until I found something that shouldn't have been there. An old, cracked mirror nailed to a tree. Curiosity got the better of me. I looked in, and my reflection stared back, but then it smiled, a slow, crooked grin I didn't make. I turned to run, but every time I passed a window or glanced at my phone, that same twisted smile stared back. Never look into a mirror in the woods. You might not like what looks back. And if you think that's terrifying, the next story is a local legend that's never been told online. Until now. We'd all heard the stories. a church that appears deep in the woods, but only in October. So, we dared each other to find it. The building was old, windowless, and, true to legend, had no doors. We crawled through a broken window, and inside, the air was thick and silent. Our watches stopped. Shadows moved where they shouldn't. When we scrambled out, breathless, we realized one of us was missing. We searched for hours, but the church was gone. Some places are built to keep things in, not out. But the next encounter is even more personal. It happened to someone in our own community. I've always loved scanning the radio late at night, chasing distant signals. One October evening, I caught a faint voice, desperate, begging for help. I leaned in, trying to make out the words when the tone shifted. The voice grew cold, whispering, "Stop listening. I know you can hear me. My name." My blood froze. I hadn't told anyone my call sign that night. The static pulsed, almost alive, and I yanked the plug from the wall. If you hear your name in the static, turn off the radio, or it'll find you. And now, a story that's haunted me ever since I first heard it. When I was 8, I told my parents about the shadow in my window every October, a tall, thin figure that just stood there, watching. They brushed it off as nightmares, until the night I screamed and they rushed in, only to see it for themselves. The shadow didn't move, didn't flinch, just melted away as dawn broke. After that, we kept the curtains closed all month, but I still felt its eyes. Some things wait all year for October. And finally, the story that made me believe these mountains are alive. It happened to me last October. A sudden fog rolled in while I was hiking, thick as wool, swallowing the world. Then I heard it. My name, whispered from every direction, promising answers, secrets, things I'd always wanted to know. The voices were so familiar, so tempting, but something deep inside screamed at me to run. I stumbled out, heart pounding, never looking back. Even now, when the mist creeps in, I sometimes hear those whispers at the edge of my mind. If you ever hear your name in the fog, don't answer. But these are just a few of the stories. There are more, so many more. What would you do if you heard your name in the dark? Share your theories and your own stories below. Maybe I'll read them next time. Some tales are too dangerous to tell, but maybe next October, if I'm still here. Until then, stay safe and remember, the mountains are always listening.